Geisha, back again for another video, so thank you for tuning in. And today we have the long-awaited video, Black Gaijin versus White Gaijin. White Gaijin versus Black Gaijin. So thank you for tuning in, and let's get right into this video. So first, I want to say a couple of disclaimers. Japan is mainly Japanese people. Duh. Oh my god. Duh. Duh, they're Japanese people. But this is something that I don't think a lot of people who don't live here understand. There are people who aren't from here, but they are such a small minority of the population. Foreigners here make up maybe 4 to 5% of the population. Most people here are Japanese, so a lot of Japanese people don't encounter foreign individuals, black or otherwise, white or otherwise, on a regular basis. So that is a key thing to consider. So there are 3 main considerations to make when comparing White Gaijin and Black Gaijin. So the first is stereotypes in the media. So if you are a White Gaijin, whether you're from the USA, from Great Britain, from Canada, or any other country where the majority of the population is Caucasian, most people assume that you are from America. They assume that you're from the USA. And if you are a Black Gaijin, most people assume that you are from Africa. I will say that White Gaijin do have a bit of an edge because media worldwide does paint white people in a more positive light than black people. And I will say black people don't necessarily help taking on acting roles that don't help our case. So Japanese people see black people not only through the news but through our acting. Some individuals of our race take on acting roles that don't help our case. Like they take the roles of thieves, delinquents, opposers to the law. They take a lot of these antagonistic type roles, and that does translate.
Yo, you from Japan? You came into the U.S. with the money to bling bling, or you came in here to get down? Just shut up and calm the fuck down. You know what? Just check the fucking pockets. Why?
So people may be a little bit more on edge with you. I'll discuss this a little bit later on how people in real life will handle you. Let's go on to number 2. Number 2 is the ignorance. 2 is ignorance. So there is so much ignorance here. The ignorance, there is a plethora of ignorance here, okay? There is a surplus of ignorance. For example, I have a friend who has blue eyes. She was asked by one of her young students in elementary school, because her eyes are blue, is everything that she sees blue? Does she see things through blue vision? Is everything filtered? I'm blue, da ba dee da ba da. Like, her kids assumed that because her eyes were blue, that everything she saw was blue, which was really funny to me because I never really thought of that, because one of the few things physically that I share with Japanese people is my eye color. We have the same eye color. There is so much ignorance here when it comes to Gaijin, white or black. I have this other friend he's a big guy. He looks like the stereotypical image of America. And his students asked him if he had a gun. Yes, they asked him if he had a gun. And I think that just plays into the narrative of America that is very, very plentiful here in Japan through the media. When it comes to black people, the stereotypes I've gotten, because I'm black, obviously, the comments that I have gotten are, can you sing well? Can you run fast? Are you really good at sports? I've gotten those kinds of stereotypes, but what I've noticed is that the stereotypes here aren't necessarily based on negative stereotypes, more so positive, I guess you could say. They're based on positive characteristics that set you apart from other races of people. And the third thing to consider is fetishization. I can't say this word. We both get fetishized, okay? Fetishized. There are people here who will approach you, who will try and date you, who will try and be friends with you, who will try to get close to you based solely on your race. This, I would say, white people have to deal with more of than black people, because the way white people are portrayed, white people, not only in beauty standards, not only in the commercials here, but white people are faced with a lot more fetishization because people want to have kids that look half white, people want to have friends that are white, people want to be surrounded with Western culture, and because Western culture is painted as white culture, then naturally people gravitate more towards white people. However, we don't get a pass either. Black people are also very fetishized by Japanese people. We get a lot of hip-hoppers, people who are interested in black culture.
Hina は B 系の女の子。B 系とはブラックカルチャーのスタイルのことです。今日は彼女は夜遊びに居酒屋屋台屋に来ています。ここはヒップホップのダンサーやラッパー、そしてクラバーたちの憩いの場です。外人さんには結構やっぱかっこいいんで、すごい憧れますね。あ、これでしょ？これめっちゃ可愛い。バービーみたい。ダサいよね。日本人着ると。外人着るとかっこいい。
We also get Western culture, people who are interested in Western culture as well. And we get people who are interested in rappers, like people who are interested in creating children who don't look conventionally exotic. So we both get that. Yes, the European idolization that goes on in Japan feeds into the perception of white Gaijin. Japan is the great equalizer. Japan has a great way of putting both white people and black people on the same playing field for the most part, right? For the most part. White people have to face some things that they otherwise would not have had to face in predominantly white nations, and black people have to face some things that they have either had or not had to face in the nations that they come from. Yes, there is discrimination on both ends, there is fetishization on both ends, there is ignorance on both ends. So if anything, I think I've been able to get a lot closer to white people, both seen as Gaijin, and that brings us together. Because for once, we're all minorities here. This is a good time to really bridge the gap between white people and black people, because I assure you, we're facing a lot more than the other one assumes that we are. I've gotten some really, really close friendships with white people just based on the fact that we both have to face some shit that we otherwise wouldn't have to, because we're both Gaijin here. We're both seen in similar lights. Not the same, but we're both seen in similar lights here in Japan. So please try and connect with as many Gaijin as you have, regardless of race. So that's about it for this video. If you like this video, then like it. And if you want to see more, then hit subscribe and become part of the YouTube fam. But thank you so much for tuning in, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!